Shalom Rainicorns. It is Ellie the Empress here, and today we're going to talk about the future of entrepreneurship, investing, and different aspects of business. And so, we all know what being an entrepreneur is. You have a skill, you have a service, exchange currency for the service or product, and it is what it is. Okay, right? The future of that is integrating Web3 technology. And a lot of people automatically just turn a blind eye to that entire concept because they don't want to adapt to anything new. A lot of people feel like it's part of the agenda. And here's the thing, it's being used for the agenda, but what isn't being used for the agenda? Ask yourself that question. Is, oh, well, this blockchain stuff is being used for the agenda. Well, what isn't being used for the agenda? Genuinely ask yourself that question if you feel like that's the case. And so if you don't know at all what Web3 technology is, Web2 is when the internet first came out and you had different platforms where it's just text only on a screen. You can read things. You had things like blogs, but that was it. This right here, this is Web 2, where we have video, we have social media, we have interacting with each other on an entirely different scale. Firefly said, Ellie, hey, hey. I've missed the wave. You said, hey, Ellie, let's go, it's good. So we have that aspect of technology being created and innovated now. It's already here, okay? So even when it comes to things like the EMP attacks and the blackouts, Web3 technology is the aspect of utilizing your own servers. So when the Web 2 grid goes down, sure, Web 2 and Web 1 will go down. When it comes to blockchain technology and Web 3, it's not the same grid as Web 2. It's not the same grid as Web 1. It's customized servers, okay? And so that's why it's significant to learn about it, to know about it, and know exactly what's going on, and to use it to some extent. Now, I'm not going to tell you put all your money into cryptocurrency. I will not tell you that. I don't think that's safe. I don't think that's smart. At the same time, it's best to get educated on what this stuff is, so then when things start rolling around, because it's a requirement at this point, look up CBDCs, central bank digital currencies that are issued out by governments. Because it's a requirement at this point, we have no choice but to at least learn about it. These other countries have already done it. The average everyday citizen is up to the knowledge of what I'm speaking about, whereas a lot of people will click on this video and not even know what I'm saying. And that's the issue. We need to at least know what's going on. Whether you believe in it or not, this is what's happening. It's like the whole AI thing. It's like the robots thing. It doesn't matter what we want. It doesn't matter what we like. It doesn't matter what we desire. This is what's happening. Okay? And the reason that I'm talking about business is so you can, of course, learn to profit from this situation and know how to. It's not about scaling or expanding your business. It's just knowing how the operations are going to be for business from now on. You're going to have to learn how to take things like cryptocurrency payments. Because let's say you have a customer, perfect customer, they need exactly what you offer. They're going to pay full price, no negotiations, nothing. And they want to pay you in cryptocurrency. Well, if you don't know how to accept cryptocurrency and transfer it into whatever currency you use, whether that's digital dollars or whatever, you just lost the customer. And you, like, we're really in this stage where it's like we have a lot of useful things that we are sharing with individuals. So losing a customer is losing an opportunity to make an impact. So you don't want to lose customers because you can't accept their money. It's like someone being cash only and not being able to take debit or credit card payments. Y'all remember that transition? It's the same thing. It's the same thing, just in a different format and way more complicated because there's new terminologies. There's entirely new terminologies. We had the basics, where it's just the promissory notes, just the dollar bills. Then you have the check system where people could write checks that are connected to their bank account. You got credit cards and debit cards where it's connected to someone's credit or their direct checking account. And now, then you had the whole digital money thing. So you had things like Google Pay, Apple Pay, and stuff like that. And now here we are, expanding more into the digital age of having new money. here's the thing. It's more than just money as far as blockchain technology goes. That's just where it starts as far as what the masses are aware of. So I'm going to go over a little bit of what I was talking about on my Instagram earlier. This post is in my mastermind group. So if you want to join my mastermind group on my website, there's a 3K and a 5K option, and I'm opening up an 11K option soon. So this is called BDRE, REIT, Crypto Asset and Exchange. Blockchain exchange for REITs, REI ETFs, and REI derivatives. BDRE cryptocurrency and non-fungible token backed by a REIT, which is a hybrid trust for cash flow and loans. 100,000 plus units with Section 8 tenants. This is a concept for stablecoin development. This provides liquidity for real estate ownership, rental cash flow, profits from mortgage/loans, liquidity from other investors' contributions, and crypto asset users. That's a whole lot of stuff. That's a whole lot of just stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff. So the average person doesn't even comprehend when I say things like liquidity and cash flow. So that's why I'm speaking to entrepreneurs specifically. Y'all, we have to know about this stuff because we're going to be educating our customers even. Okay, because it's like, if you ask your customer, do you want to pay in cash, debit or credit card, or crypto? And it's like, okay, well, I don't know how to do the crypto thing. How do you do that? Literally, teaching them how to use crypto will be part of what we do as entrepreneurs. We have to know about this stuff before our customers do. Willie Evans said money era. Period. Just the money era. And it just happens to be Monday. Millionaire Monday. So, and then the concept of being a wealthy person is going to differ as well. Because somebody could be cash rich, but like, let's say you have someone who has $100 US dollars, and then they have 100 coins of a cryptocurrency is very volatile at the moment. That $100, because of the number, seems like it's equal to 100 coins, right? If that coin is going through a surge because of the volatility, meaning that it's going up and down in value very quickly, and if it's up in value, that 100 coins could be worth 1,000 US dollars. That is what we're looking at here. Wealth is going to be measured very differently considering the fact that we have cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Willie Evans said, weight, gold, silver too. As far as what? Just them being money? Because that's not the future. Like, having that sort of stuff is necessary as far as wealth creation. What I'm talking about right now is the future of it, where like people even have now cryptocurrencies that are based on that. Those are stable coins. They're based on the value of gold and silver. So that is added with it. That's what I'm saying. When you have the concept of this future technology, this future money, it has to be based on something. So you have something like Bitcoin, which is just Bitcoin. There's never going to be another Bitcoin. There's never going to be another Ethereum, where it's the foundation, it's the basis of what people are introduced to into this technology. It was the first, and it'll be the basis of it. Untangle that first. Hey, untangle that first. Untangle it. And so, when you have things like silver and gold, yeah, you need them as far as diversification for your own personal portfolio. However, that's not the future of money. We're going to be using stuff like that. That's the thing. If you don't want to use cryptocurrency all the time, you're not going to be able to use dollars anymore. That's where we're going as a society. So you're going to still need tangible things of value. What can you use? Silver and gold coins. Now, I know that sounds extreme. I was buying silver and gold coins back in 2020 because I already saw all this coming. So I already had my portfolio solidified in that aspect. And so I now have 1,000 coins in a cryptocurrency. So I was building my portfolio for a good while before I started making content about things like this. Willie Evans says, LOL, say if I don't have cash, but I have 100K in gold, for example. Okay, so that's different. USD is a fiat currency, but when it comes to asset wealth holding, because that's a holding. You can use it for currency if you want to, but most people don't use their gold or silver for currency like that. So the value of the gold and silver isn't going to be like volatile like cryptocurrency, and it's not going to be devalued like the US dollar either. That is solidified wealth. And so it just depends on the values of different currencies at the time. But as far as like measuring it is always going to be more valuable. The precious metals will always be more valuable than the fiat currency. But the volatility of cryptocurrency, it goes up and down so fast that it all just depends. And that's, again, referring back to the stable coins. You want to interact with and use cryptocurrencies that are more stable and have something solid backed behind it, like gold or silver. Sean Harris said, thank you for the knowledge. For sure. And so you have to learn. The biggest thing that I would like to stress is learning about Web3 technology, period. Whether you're learning about specifically cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, as far as smart contracts and DLT, distributed ledger technology, like, okay, CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, cool, we could research those, but research the independent servers and research decentralization, research cold wallet storage ledgers. They look like flash drives. I don't have my flash drive right here, but they look like flash drives. That's what you can hold your crypto assets on, not just your cryptocurrency. Your crypto assets at that term is coined by the U.S. Department of the Treasury. So that's what they use to refer to for everything that you can own on the blockchain that we know of so far. They call them crypto assets. You can get your flash drive looking item, or if you get a big one, it looks like a hard drive, right? You can hold your cryptocurrency on there and your NFTs. Those are all crypto assets. Mega Harass by Visa program saying, you be speaking deep, great information. I've been watching you since I seen you with Jamal. Appreciate you. And so with that being said, you have to realize the fact that we're going into an entirely different system. So when you know about a bank, okay, right, remember the bank runs in early 2023, right, where all those big banks were crashing in Silicon Valley. People did not have access to their funds, and the FDIC only insures up to $250,000. So we're talking about millions of dollars where those banks had to get bailed out, right? Okay, when you have a cold wallet storage ledger, you're in control of all of your decentralized crypto assets. So by having this little device that looks like a flash drive, or a pretty large one that looks like a hard drive, okay, that is you being able to hold and hodl. They call it hodl in the blockchain community. You're able to hodl all of your assets without interference of any other thing. So even if we go to FTX with SBF, his system crashed because of lack of liquidity and lack of honesty with his investors and with the users of his platform, right? Okay, the FTT token was not based on anything other than the fact that FTX exists. FTX was the exchange that people traded these cryptocurrencies on. Okay? People used FTX to trade cryptocurrencies and to hold their cryptocurrencies on this platform. It was based on the fact that FTT has some sort of value. FTT did not have any value or liquidity. That's why I say focus on stable coins, something backed by, like we said, precious metals, silver and gold, or like I have been talking about, backed by real estate, something tangible, something liquid. So with the fact that that platform was not liquid, it lacked all types of liquidity, you could not sell FTT for anything of tangible value, right? The platform went all the way down, lost billions of dollars. And so after researching that class action lawsuit, I realized, I'm like, okay, obviously I knew that blockchain information, Web3 and cryptocurrency, that's not the problem. It's the value that people place on these items, okay? And so no one was able to extract their funds from that exchange anymore because they had used the customer's funds illegally. And it's not alleged either, even though he was let off and he didn't have to serve any more prison time. He went and did another scam recently, so he's going to have to go back to court. And this is the issue, because people, even though this executive order has been passed, people in our government system do not comprehend this. That's why we have to know it before they know it, because by the time all these things get implemented and certain laws are solidified in place, it's going to be too late for a lot of people. And so when you're learning about these things, you have to learn about what is in your interest. Okay, there are coins that are specific for specific uses. That is the like when it's like that, it's cryptid coins. You can only use them for certain things. When you have NFTs, what is your interest? People like to talk about the art industry when it comes to NFTs, but it's not only art. You can tokenize things that are tangible, like real estate. You can tokenize a business, and you can sell things with NFTs. Okay, so you have to do research as to what piques your interest and what's necessary for your livelihood. When Wortman said, "Peace, Goddess, what's good?" Mega harassed by fees. The program said government shutdown supposed to be happening. Do you think it's going to happen? Sean Harris said, "Hold on for dear life." Yes, that is HODL. Greatly appreciate you, Sean, for bringing that up. And they're saying any and everything right now. So that's why I'm bringing this up, because that's also part of the reset program. So even if it was to shut down, they would come back with this type of information even harder. They already shared the information about FedNow. There was a test run in New York, if I'm not mistaken, about FedNow, where that is the CBDC basically that certain areas are going to have to use. So on a local and federal level, there's going to be different aspects. This is what I'm getting intuitively right now. There's going to be different CBDCs to use. There's going to be the main one for the country to use, and then there's going to be like state or region cryptocurrencies to use. That's what I'm getting. Willie Evans said that's why you have to convert all of your money or assets that you have in the bank into real estate and etc. because of how the bank uses the money. Mega Ask My Visa program said, "Good answer, Goddess. That's a perfect answer." It's all part of the system's shock value, and just because I remember the first time it shut down while President 45 was president, and it was like down for a good week or so during the winter season, or right when winter was starting, right at the winter solstice, and it's just like, what really happened other than people being more polarized after that point? And so, with that being said, though, the more we educate ourselves on what other countries are doing and what we are supposed to be doing as individuals to make sure that we're up on game about these new innovations with life in general, then we're not going to be caught off guard by stuff like that, even if it does happen. Like I said, Web3 technology is able to survive any sort of blackout that they've been talking about because it's its own server. Web 1 and Web 2 operate off of the fact that it's a shared server globally, whereas Web 3 is customized internet servers. Okay? I'm going to share some information. This is the hashtag New Age Investing Homeschool Kit. Okay? In this kit, you get a coupon code for the NFTs and real estate and the hashtag New Age Investing ebooks, a coupon code for the BDRE All Access Plan, and strategies to develop businesses and portfolios while vibrating at a high frequency. Okay, so that's what you get in the homeschool kit, and your children can learn from it as well. Well, not as well, but it's for your children, for you to make it easier for learning with your children. Okay, so in the math portion, for basic addition and subtraction, use your everyday activities to create equations. In the garden, how many seeds were planted? When sprouts rise, subtract which seeds did not sprout out of the soil. When you find distressed real estate properties, add up how many you find on different days. Subtract the distressed properties when you skip trades and contact the owners. And you can apply this to any business or investments your family is involved with. Basically, taking those examples, taking those concepts, and applying it to whatever it is you do as a family business or investment strategy. Multiply and divide with the same concept in mind. If you plant a certain amount of plants in a row, multiply to get the total number of plants. When you harvest the plants, divide the plants that have been removed row by row. These principles, including decimals and fractions, can be applied to money and currency. By studying all ways to calculate and separate money, you can explore wide ranges of mathematics. So, when you have things like cryptocurrency, it's a lot of decimals and a lot of zeros and not too many whole numbers. It's not too many whole numbers when it comes to cryptocurrency. So when you're learning about decimals and fractions, then it's very easy to apply it to cryptocurrency specifically. And again, this is in the homeschool kit, okay? The New Age Investing homeschool kit, because I have 2 of them. Okay. So in the spirituality portion, I put, if you skip down a little bit, have you read the hashtag New Age? Oh, have you read hashtag New Age Investing? Definitely flip through the pages or scroll through if you haven't printed it out with your family and revisit this kit after that. The book gives information about the future of our society, like this video, the future of business. Spirituality is the future of our society. At the same time, we must still recognize that the matrix or mainstream lifestyle still has its forms of evolution. The book covers how to keep your spiritual life intact while being aware and adapting to mainstream society when absolutely necessary. So it's absolutely necessary for us to know about Web3 technology and blockchain technology, because that's where the world is going. Now, do we care? Not really. We don't really care. Like, if we could choose, we would just keep things the same when it comes to this currency stuff, because we know it's not real anyway. At the same time, this is the way that the matrix is resetting itself, by creating new systems in order for people to follow. So the same thing that happened back in the 1970s and 80s as far as the US dollar getting off of the gold standard is the exact same thing that's happening now. People are switching from using cash and even things like credit cards and debit cards to completely digital currency. Okay? All right. So this is the hashtag New Age Investing ebook. So I'm going to read some. I'm being guided to flip through and do a random chapter before I read to you the specifics about the blockchain stuff. I'm not surprised we got on this page. We got on this chapter, y'all. We got on the derivatives chapter. And so if you don't know about derivatives, that's the highest level of finance and trading that we have. Okay, we have Forex, foreign exchange. However, that even isn't as, I'm not going to say shaky in a bad way, but when you are talking about derivatives trading, people know about Forex. Forex is, people know about it. Nobody talks about derivatives, even people who are at high levels of finance. So I'm going to read those comments real quick, but this chapter we're going to read right now is it really on page 43? Okay, this is a chapter in the hashtag New Age Investing ebook. I had messed up my pages when I printed it out, so I got to make sure it's on the right page. So in chapter 42. Willie Evans said one man, which is a lottery jackpot winner, lost millions because the bank institution went out of business. Dang, that's messed up. Mega harassed by Visa program said the energy is getting heavy. I can feel it. We're about to transform. Yep. Zen said Mega. Yep, definitely. Mega said X. Their time is past due. You definitely on point. Yes, it is. So the more that we know about these things, and the more we implement our own systems of operation, when their system all the way crashes, we'll be ready to do what we want to do instead of trying to see and wait on what other people finna do. We ain't got no time to be wasting. And so this is the chapter derivatives. And for more information like this, we do have our virtual business meetings, and those are exclusive for members on this channel. So if you want to join the membership, it's only 99 cents a month right now. And so it's either in the pinned comments in the live stream comment section, or it's in the description box of the video. So derivatives. Alternatives. Traditional banking has proven time and time again that the best interest of the company is not the customer. What did you just say? What did you just say? The best interest of the companies isn't even its investors. The best interest is for the bank owners. This has been repeatedly done in an unrighteous way. Alternate and pivot. So like I said, I was just guided to flip through, and this is the chapter that I was put on. And then bro just said this in the comments section. I mean, this is the alignment, and this is why I highly encourage you getting this ebook. It is just like the equivalent to tarot cards, where you're flipping through the cards and you're reading the energy. This book works the same way. Mega said, I will join. I definitely need to connect with my 9 Ether family. That's dope. That's dope. We know that banking and money holding is necessary as our society is going cashless. It's vital for us to research the banks and credit unions we utilize versus trusting that popular financial institutions will work on behalf of the account holder. We must treat money holding systems like investments instead of primary wealth holders. It's wise to keep base expenses stored in the bank. Using loans and credit are of no financial risk, so credit cards and credit lines are safe to use with the bank. Investing in passive income tools and retirement funds is wise to store wealth. Buying appreciating assets is wise to store wealth. Buying precious metals, real estate property, and useful sellable items will store wealth in liquid form. Derivatives. There's no telling what a bank will invest in, so be sure to get an investor relations report from the bank you use. So I'm going to say this real quick. When you use a bank, you put your money and deposit it into the account there, which is basically, if we're going by the cryptocurrency terminologies, that is a centralized platform. A bank is a centralized platform. Okay? That is not like having your cash in hand or having your precious metals or having your investments, your assets that do not reside in the bank. Having your cash dollars in the bank is a centralized platform because everything is being controlled by that bank. When you have things like life insurance policies, okay? Whole life insurance policies. And when you have your own assets outside of the banking system, that is how you can store your wealth outside, which is decentralized. So you got to see the parallels. Don't let the words trip you up. It's all the same thing. It's just they're putting new vocabulary out there to confuse people intentionally. We already know that English is a cursed language anyway. So now with this Web3 stuff, with this blockchain stuff, with this cryptocurrency stuff, they're throwing out new words for everyone to have to learn. And you just got to find the parallels so you can comprehend it, okay? So you want to get an investor relations report. If you have any amount of money in any bank, you want to get an investor relations report. What is that? That is what they send to their investors who invest in them, not the ones who just have accounts where they're holding their money. Investors who invest, whether in the stock market or directly through asset management, whatever, they get an investor relations report. You can find it easy. It's on your banking website at the bottom of the page usually. You just find where it says investor relations. And then they have monthly or quarterly reports where they have a conference call or a web meeting, whatever the case may be, where they're giving the information on the financials and the well-being of that company. They might be capping. It's just best for you to know what they are telling to the people that are giving them money. Okay? Banks must issue public reports to their investors about what they're doing with account holders' funds. They report how they are investing funds, what they are doing to make money or gain interest, and announce their payments to investors. You are the investor by trusting the bank of your choice with your funds. Banks invest in various arenas. Research derivatives. This space of investing is wise to gain comprehension of, as it is rarely spoken of even amongst professional investors and traders. Major banks tend to have heavy amounts of funds invested in derivatives. Studying derivatives gets you closer to the core of the financial market and helps you see what will affect the masses. Okay, I'm going to stop real quick right here. Like I said, that is one of my ebooks. You can get that on my website. It's linked in my About tab. Y'all. This stuff has been a game from the jump. We're already aware of this. However, most of our people have not figured out the game. I figured out the game. I have not fully been able to all the way capitalize off of it. I just made enough educational tools for you guys to be able to catch up to where I'm at. Because knowledge-wise, as far as the matrix system goes, I am sharing a lot of new information for a lot of people. I noticed right before I took my break on Instagram, where I was sharing the information about billionaires selling certain amounts of their stocks. And here's the thing: millionaires study trends, billionaires study astrology, billionaires know energy. So they make certain decisions based on the energy of the times. Okay? Millionaires just see what's popular, and that's how they make their money. Quick money grab, a quick cash grab. That's how millionaires operate. Getting to the billionaire level means that you're studying the behavior patterns of the people, of the planet, of the universe. Okay? So when I shared that information on my Instagram, and I noticed that people in the comment section were actually very delusional. They're actually very, very delusional about what's happening, and not in a good way type of delusional, okay? They're very delusional about, oh, don't follow the propaganda. Listen, that's not propaganda. The money's changing. That's not propaganda. That's not a myth. It's not a myth that billions of dollars were lost last year due to a fraudulent cryptocurrency exchange. And then other cryptocurrency exchanges, they were falling too. Not for the exact same reasons. The difference between those other crypto exchanges and FTX is the fact that SBF was stealing funds. Other crypto exchanges, they could issue out some form of liquidity even if the values of those went down. They're still able to issue out certain levels of liquidity, where SBF stole all the money. So even when they filed for bankruptcy, their account got hacked, and then the little money that they still had left in their accounts got hacked and stolen. This is not a joke. This is not a myth. This is not propaganda. Our people are too far behind mentally. The resistance of accepting this information as fact and as truth, as it is part of the executive order. This is executive order 14067. I went through sections 4 and 5 in my other ebook, NFTs and Real Estate. You can get that as well, where I break this down. I break down the executive order from the perspective of a real estate investor. At the same time, it's applicable to all areas of business and life. Okay? And so we have to get over these mental blocks of thinking that this is all just propaganda, this is all just media, this is all for clicks and likes. No, this is what it is. This is just what it is. This is the next step. This is the next level. This is the 5D split. I told y'all I'm not going to be on social media in 2025 for several reasons. I go into different details on that specific video. So if you want to watch it, that stream is called 2025 with the eye and the evil eye hand emoji. Okay? If you watch it, and I explain to you the different reasons why I'm not going to be on social media in 2025. Listen, I already know the themes of that year. That is the 5D split 2025. The 5 is the 5D split. You're going to have Survive 2025 with people scrambling to try to figure out what to do. And you're going to have Thrive 2025 with people who are flourishing from the seeds that they planted in 2023 and 24. We're in the last quarter. Go ahead and get certain seeds planted for 2024 so you'll be able to thrive in 2025. Otherwise, you're going to have to survive through 2025, and it's going to be hard. There's no reason for people like me to get up on these platforms, tell you the future, the stuff that's going to happen. It goes completely ignored, and then people are lost because you were given the information ahead of time. That's the reason that prophets exist. That's the reason that oracles exist. So on top of the fact that I spiritually give information, I also apply it to my actual everyday life, where I do research on different things. And I make it applicable to a person to be able to use it in their everyday life versus everything just being woo-woo and spiritual all the time. So that's why the ebook is named #New Age Investing. It's not just New Age, because the spirituality stuff is not even New Age. It's all old. However, it's being brought back to the surface in this New Age. And investing. Now we have an entirely new form of currency. We need to learn this. So that's why I have the ebook available for y'all. And then I have free communities on my website available. So it's like whatever's not like specifically put in the ebook in an organized fashion, or even the new book that's coming out that y'all can pre-order, even if it's not in the book solidify where you can flip through it easy and you got to scroll and find stuff, at least it's there, at least it's available for you. Mega said, "You talking future? This is great." Yes, the wordplay threw me off. It's they're doing that on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. I'm telling you. So you got to find the parallels. Zen said, "Facts. The English language is the lowest vibrational language of all. It's a double entendre in terms of spells." Mega said, "You definitely an oracle. Appreciate that." Sean Harris said, "The ebook on your site." Yes, it is. You can go to my About tab on my channel and you can see the link directly to it. Mega said, "Basically, the system does the same thing in a modern time." Yes, that this is the Great Reset. They want everyone to think that the Great Reset is something else than what it is. No, they're just changing what they've already been doing. The gold standard was changed for the US dollar. The US dollar became the world reserve currency back in the 1970s and 80s. 2020 now, y'all remember what happened in 2020? That was part of the reset. And so now they're issuing a new type of currency. This is what the reset is. And so because people are going to get left behind mentally due to lack of proper education, they're not teaching about this stuff in school, not in the way that they should be. Turns out in public schools, kids are 3-4 grade levels behind. I was unaware it was that bad. I thought that, they were maybe a couple grade levels behind. No, these kids are 3-4 grade levels behind where they're supposed to be. So tell me how they're supposed to operate in a world where they can't read properly, they can't do math properly, and now they have to learn about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology at the same time? No, so that's why I have the homeschool kids, because it's like, okay, if we can no longer trust the system to the extent that we even trusted it before, we knew that these were indoctrination facilities. We knew that. At the same time, a lot of our people expected at least the basics to be taken care of. And yes, learning starts at home. So parents are very responsible for the fact that their children are so behind. But the issue with the system is the fact, y'all remember the No Child Left Behind grant situation? These kids should have been failed in those grades until they were able to learn and comprehend the material. But instead, they were passed on to the next grade to avoid filled up classrooms. Because what does it look like? The classroom is filled up with a bunch of older kids that aren't supposed to be in there. Well, that's a reflection on the parents, it's a reflection on the teachers, and it's a reflection on the educational system. Nobody wants to look bad, so all these uneducated children are being passed through school. We can't have that. My child doesn't go to school. My child is homeschooled. So everything I'm telling y'all, my son is already aware of it. He's 6. He's 6 years old. And part of his syllabus, part of his learning material is cryptocurrency and stock investments. Because that's math. This is what the basic of life is. This is the basics. This is the level. This is the base level. They're just changing it. They're changing how we see it. It's all the same thing. The same way you have a debit card or a credit card and there's numbers in your account. You don't have dead presidents and dead figures' faces on your money anymore. It's just a number. It's just a number. It's just a number. It's a cluster of numbers. And it's just little values that you can change up when you trade with different cryptocurrencies. Sean Harris said, okay, cool, for sure. Mega said, wow, we gotta learn. It's important to pay attention to what these people are doing. Your son gonna be on a whole nother level. He already is. He's smarter than me. High key, he's smarter than me. So I'm just making sure I teach him the matrix stuff because I get a lot of downloads from him spiritually. Because look, I'm gonna show you what happened earlier in the ladies stream earlier, where I was like getting myself ready and stuff like that in that particular stream. And I appreciate all the masculines in this stream. Y'all did great showing up here. I appreciate all of you guys. And so my son told me in the middle of that stream that he had a dream last night of my astral space. Okay, I just reshared this post. I had took some pictures that I found that matched my astral space. My son, in the middle of the stream, told me that he had a dream about it. I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like. I didn't tell him I shared this post. I don't even think I showed this to him ever. But my son literally told me he saw this last night. Okay. This is the house. That's my astral space. He told me that he saw this area right here. He literally described them as like, Mommy, I saw a pink sky last night. And I was like, yeah, that's my astral space. It's like pinkish, purplish. And he was describing it. And I was just like, yeah, I literally just reshared this on Facebook yesterday. It was one of my Facebook memories from 2 years ago. I didn't tell him that I shared that on Facebook. So yeah, my son that's why I have to be on my P's and Q's. He's way smarter than me and way more in tune. All these kids are. All of them. Everybody who's younger, they are way more in tune with what's going on cosmologically, multidimensionally, than people who may have certain aspects of wisdom, but that wisdom is only applicable to the matrix. You're talking about someone who's coming directly from source, someone who hasn't been in the matrix for a decade. They're coming directly from source. They got all the information. And so you talk to a kid that's like 2 years old, they'll tell you a whole lot more than anybody who's, 40 or 60 years old. The 40 or 60-year-old, they may know some information that they read from some books, but you meditate with a 2-year-old and meditate with a 6-year-old. I guarantee you it's going to be very different results. They may align. They might be on the same frequency. It's going to be very different results, though. That 2-year-old might not know how to form exact, complete, and compound sentences, but you could feel their soul when they talking. A 60-year-old, they may have perfect English, perfect diction, perfect verbiage, but they download's not as deep as that 2-year-old. They came here on a different type of mission at a totally different time, intentionally. My son makes me smarter. I have to be a certain aspect of intellectual, both spiritually and literally, to make sure I keep up with him and his needs. Again, he told me that he saw that in his dream last night. I did not tell him that I shared that post on Facebook. Like, no, we're at a whole different level, y'all. Mega said, thank you. We appreciate you. Wow, he's seeing into the spirit. A lot of people not on this level. That's why it's hard to connect to people that are low vibrational. Willie Evans said, based on my experience in Cali, the state will take people's kids and place them in the system if the parent don't place them in a school. So there is certain aspects of that. That's why it's like when it comes to things like homeschooling, we just have to make sure we're up to code with how things go depending on the state. They're trying it, but like people just need to know the law, the local laws. About just like regular black girls who are in the matrix, sure. So that's why like I connect with the spiritual girlies, the ones who are aware of who they are, the ones who are aware of the fact that they are a goddess. Like I said, we had a stream earlier for ladies only, and we were having a great time. Great. So if you're just talking about regular rules for regular black dudes, they're stuck on material. Can y'all hear me? As soon as I was finna speak about generational wealth, then they wanna, y'all ain't finna do us. Y'all not finna do us. No, we finna get this conversation in. Okay, so when a masculine has on his mind, this is my generational wealth plan, and I need a feminine who's going to be a good mother to be able to comprehend and help me to construct, because you should already have it built. You should already be working on your generational wealth plan to some extent as a masculine. So the feminine can come in and help you build it more, to help you expand, to help you scale. And it's her job to teach that to the children. If a masculine is not going into a relationship with that on his mind, there's no reason for him to be going into a relationship. most guys in the Matrix only see a baddie. They see a girl that looks good, and then they get them pregnant and have them as baby mamas, and then we got this baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. Whereas if someone had the right things on their mind in the first place, we wouldn't have these issues. Because let's say even the relationship doesn't work out romantically, while we wouldn't want that, the parents are still able to cooperate with each other properly for the children. So they may not see their parents be married and together and happy in that aspect. However, the child is still taken care of. That's what we lack as a society for our people. Mega said, and the brothers' egos are taking over your videos for those. Yeah, no, I can't. Exactly. Lust is out of control. Soulmates is not based on looks. Exactly. That. It's so simple, yet it's so difficult for people to really like get into. Even with these spiritual guys, like I've noticed that a lot of spiritual guys may know a lot of spiritual information, but they're lacking in getting that ego under control, like you said. It's actually very ridiculous because we should be past this as a group. Okay. It's okay. The financial market and helps you see what will affect the masses. It's wise to invest in the stock of your bank as well, as they release certain information to their stockholders. Okay, so if you put your money into a bank, it's smart to invest in their stock on the stock market as well, even if it's $1. Okay, you still get a stock report, you still get a shareholders report on what's going on. Our wisdom in the third dimensional matrix is knowing the reasons that decisions are made to impact the general public. Studying derivatives and high-level investment vehicles brings us closer to the core influence. Our sole purpose is to utilize this knowledge for the divine mission in a positive and righteous way. All right? Again, you can find this in my About tab, and you can get it on my website. It's hashtag New Age Investing. And if you get the homeschool kit, it comes with the ebook. All right, y'all. I know this was a lot. And like I said, we have more conversations like this in our membership tabs, and not membership tabs, but in our membership for this channel. Okay, it starts at 99 cents a month, and a lot of this information is for free on my website directly, so you can make a membership on my website, join that for free, and be able to still get access to certain conversations like these. And so, yeah, it's a lot, because this is the whole point of my channel, is integrating our spiritual lives with the matrix, because this matrix is still going despite the fact that we have figured out that it is false. We figured out that it is fake. We figured out that it's not in our best interest. None of that matters. It's still going, and we still live here. We still live in the third dimension. So with us living in the third dimension, we have to know how to operate in the third dimension in the best way possible. All right. Mega said, I need that book, goddess. I did all the shadow work meditation. Now I'm trying to build. That's dope. That's dope. Right now, that particular ebook is $22, so it's over there. Like I said, it's in the link in my About tab. And so, yeah, the one that goes into a lot of depth on things like the Executive Order 14067, that one is NFTs and real estate. That one is more expensive, but it was a lot of research. All the information I'm talking about right now, I have spent over a year researching. Okay, so yeah, really like 2 years, but really, really in depth over the past year, ever since September, October 2022. Okay, so yeah, do y'all have any other questions, anything that y'all want to say? Because this was a lot, and I know like usually my streams are at least an hour, but when it comes to stuff like this and introducing like the newest concepts of the world that's going on, these are kind of draining for me to do. And so it's just a lot, because it's a lot of words, and I don't want this to be too long for anybody who's catching the replay and they're trying to see like what's going on, like what are all these words. You got to research all the words. You have to expand your vocabulary to comprehend everything that's going on. Mega said, wow, congrats. I love to hear from a being who actually studied. Yeah, like, you know, it's no offense to the people who kind of have these platforms now, but it's like a lot of regurgitated information. And I'm not here to be part of the spiritual community just to have some clout, just to talk to people and just to build a name for myself for being spiritual. No, I'm here to actually get our collective to evolve to the next level. That's why I speak on kingdom entrepreneurship and kingdom financiers. If someone has a business where they're helping the collective, that's great. If someone has money but they don't have a business, they can help to finance the people who have the businesses in order to help the collective. We all work together. Mega said, it's not too long. I love this. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's just, it's a lot for me. And I know for people who are not in tune with this knowledge, even someone who's not in tune with like spiritual stuff, they may click on this because they like business. Then they're going to hear a lot of terminologies that are spiritual. And it's just like, what is this lady talking about? So I got to make sure that I keep it. Like, we're not elementary anymore. We're more like in the junior high, middle school area of certain things. But at the same time, I don't want it to be too much to where people get burnt out with watching a single video, because this is a lot of information. Okay, but yeah, that's it. Like I said, all this stuff, not every single thing is in my about tab. Everything is on my website. So if you go to the about tab and you find the homeschool kit and the hashtag New Age Investing ebook, you can also find, like, through that website, all the other stuff I was talking about. The NFTs and real estate ebook, and I think the other homeschool kit is also linked in my about tab. And so you want to get these homeschool kits for your children so you're able to share with them what is actually happening in the world, along with staying in spiritual alignment. Mega said, I understand people need this. They do. Yeah. And and I do my own research when it comes to a lot of things. I don't engage in all the conversations that a lot of people engage in on these public platforms because it doesn't make sense to me personally. So that's why, like, my information is always very different and sometimes contradictory to the popular, spiritual people, the woke people, the conscious people. It's always different because I'm coming from a perspective of, yeah, that might sound ideal in a perfect world, in a utopia, but we know that this is the opposite of a utopia. So I'm going to be real about it. We can still be spiritual and high vibrational, like this says. This says, hashtag New Age Investing, exploring traditional investments and their technological advancements and Web3 while you stay in spiritual alignment. I ain't gonna kid you. I ain't gonna cap you. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going on while I'm being high vibrational at the same time. Mega said, what is the name of the website? So the website, I got to get the URL stuff figured out, but it's Bird Dog Real Estate. So the same thing with the social media handles at Bird Dog Real Estate is the same with the website. You look healthy too. Energy is shining. I appreciate that a lot. I greatly appreciate that. And that's one of the things that the ladies we've been talking about in my last few streams over the past week, of just taking care of ourselves to make sure that we are, yes, for business purposes, marketable. But we're taking care of ourselves for ourselves as well, whether we're in business or we are attracting a particular masculine that we would like in our lives, whether we're just looking good to feel good for ourselves in general so that we can attract whatever sort of abundance and resources that we would like. Whatever the case is, that is what we are talking about lately as a collective of ladies on this channel. And so I greatly appreciate the recognition for that. But yeah, if that's it, I'm gonna go ahead and go, you guys. I think that's it. Okay, they're calling me to pull on one card. They also want me to show y'all this candle. This candle has been burning for 2 days straight. My son picked this out. This says court case. So a lot of y'all know about my situation with court case stuff and being wrapped up in legal situations, and my son picked that candle out. It's been burning for 2 days straight. So by his word, he's getting all that wrapped up spiritually. Mega said, love, sister. Love you too, bro. Okay. That's interesting. So the Knight of Swords came out, and this is the legendary hero card. So that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. And then in this deck, y'all just be wanting me to pull cards. I ain't even trying to do all that. Wow. The world card. So in Hebrew, we have Shin, number 21. And then we have the world, and the entity is Odudua, who took over from his brother Obatala the task of completing the creation by Olorun. And the positive aspects of that is satisfactory outcome of a cycle, success, completion. So we have the legendary hero of the world. That's dope. I love that. That's us, the Divine Collective. That's us. Mega said, "Really, Court? You going through that? Yeah, cause it's a bunch of stuff. You can watch my stream, my 3-year legal case for more details on that." Willie Evans said, "I love the pillars." Oh, you talk about the candles? Yeah, yeah. Like I've never gotten them before. That's why I was shocked when he picked it out. I was like, he said he wanted to get a candle. I'm thinking he's gonna get the skinny candles to put on our candle stand. And he picked out that one. I was like, oh, he mean business. Okay. Mega said, "I wouldn't mess with you. They're tripping. They're tripping. They are tripping. They are." So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Shalom Rainicorns. I will see you in the next one. Tawera.